Okay, I'm going to call this meeting the Oskaloosa City Council to order. Today is Monday, February 1st, 2021. We start with the invocation. Would you please pray with me? Heavenly Father, as we assemble here tonight, we're still meeting in such a way to minimize our risk with the coronavirus. We have vaccines available, but need to stay healthy till we can get the shots. And we thank you for the blessing of making the developers' efforts fruitful. Please help those speeding the distribution around the country. We ask for your guidance and blessing on our state and national leaders as they go into a new year. Please bless them with a spirit of grace and cooperation as they work their way through many challenges. And tonight, we're here to do city business. Bills to pay, infrastructure to attend to, streets and buildings to be constructed, decisions to be made. So we ask that you look down on those who have felt your call to be in attendance tonight. For the council members and staff, please bless us with quiet and considerate attitudes, well thought out deliberations, and ultimately decisions that are best for all concerned. Please bless those in the audience and watching the broadcasts, the leaders of businesses and organizations who have the vision and commitment to help the city, the countless volunteers who are motivated to help, and informed citizens who have given us the privilege of their trust and support. Tonight, we assemble to improve the long-term future of Oskaloosa. May the words of our mouths and the meditation of our hearts be acceptable in your sight. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. The Pledge of Allegiance is suspended until we can all get together to say it together. Next item is roll call.
Hudson? Here. Walling?
Here.
Yates? Burnett?
Here.
Caligiuri?
Here.
Dross?
Here.
Moore? Here.
Okay. Next item up is community comments. This item is reserved to receive comments from the community for concerns whether or not they're included in the current agenda. The community is encouraged to speak before the mayor and city council, asked to keep statements brief, time limited to no more than 3 minutes. Any questions are to be asked of the city staff, council members, or the mayor prior to speaking to the full council, so that way concerns can be properly researched and perhaps answered away from the meeting. Comments are to be directed to the mayor and city council only. For anyone who wants to, from the public who would like to speak, please use the raise your hand function or the *9 from your phone. The moderator will open the lines one at a time. Please state your name and address before you make your comments. Is there anyone who would like to speak tonight? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. Next item up is the consent agenda. These are all acted on as one motion because they are routine in nature. Things I wanted to call out to the council, item H, we have a motion approving representation to this Stephen Memorial Animal Shelter, and so John Ottison's name is presented for nomination. We also, appointment I should say. We also have item L, which is a resolution setting the time and place to conduct a public hearing. This is on the city of Oskaloosa maximum property tax dollars for fiscal year 2022. That hearing is on February 16th at 6:00 p.m. And then item N is a resolution setting the date for a public hearing on plans, specifications, and authorizing the advertisement of bids. This is for the 5th Avenue West and South F Street Sewer and Water Improvements Project. That hearing is on March 15th, and that's at 6:00 p.m. as well. Do we have a motion of support for the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion?
Mayor, I'd like to pull M, please.
Okay.
Which one?
M.
M? Okay.
M is in Mary.
Yep, okay.
Yep.
That is, the description of it is to consider a resolution declaring official intent under Treasury Reg 1.150-2 to issue debt to reimburse the city for certain original expenditures paid in connection with specified projects. So we'll pull that one off. Any other items on the consent agenda that you would like to pull away?
Mayor, I think that item L, even though this is just to set a public hearing, I think it's important for everybody to know that in the tax notice that's attached, it shows a 7% increase in the taxes, but that's not really the case. It's just based on how that's calculated in that form. The levy we're proposing is only a 0.9% increase.
Okay, thank you for pointing that out, Bob. Okay, any comments regarding the consent agenda? Okay, everything except item M. Roll call, please.
Walling,
Yes.
Burnett,
Yes.
Caligiuri,
Yes.
Drost,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Odison,
Yes.
Okay, that passes.
Hey, Mayor.
Oh.
I think Yates is here, but I think he's able to hear us, but I'm not sure that we can hear him just yet.
Okay,
So if you hear him pop in, don't be surprised.
okay, thank you. Getting over to item M off the consent agenda, this is, as I mentioned, considering a resolution declaring official intent to issue debt to reimburse the city of certain expenditures that were paid with specified project. The further explanation is the City Council approved the fiscal year 2021 budget with authorized staff to proceed with issuing general obligation bonds not to exceed $1,860,000 for the Meadow Creek Street reconstruction project. Issuance of the bonds occurs in May of 2021 after bids are received. In the meantime, there will be expenses that have to be paid, mainly for easements and design and construction services. In order for the city to reimburse the funds it spends with bond money, a resolution declaring the intent to do so has to be approved by the City Council. So with that in mind, Tom, the floor is yours. What's on your mind?
Well, I'm just going to vote no.
Okay. Anything beyond that?
Well, it's all about Meadow Creek.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Any further conversation or discussion on item M? Okay, roll call, please.
did we have a motion in a second?
Sorry about that. We did not, Pam. So, do we have a motion for item M?
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Second by Bob. Now, point of order, I guess I can ask for myself of a point of order, that we did have a motion and a second on the entire consent agenda to begin with, and item M was pulled back off of it. So it was my belief that the motion and second would still stand. However, I guess it's my call on that. So let's use the second motion and second, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay. Doug, I can see you there, so welcome into the meeting.
And I've been hearing most up to this date, but I've been scrambling between 4 or 5 devices, so I don't know that I followed everything.
Okay. So we're voting on item M of the consent agenda. Roll call, please.
Burnett,
Yes.
Caligiuri,
Yes.
Drost,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Odison,
Yes.
Walling,
No.
Yates,
Yes.
Okay, that passes. Next up is the regular agenda, and first item on it is the announcement of vacancies. Applicants have to reside in Oskaloosa and be 18 years of age unless there are specific specifications stated. We have one vacancy on the Airport Commission. It's for a term ending in December of 2021. The Building Code Board of Appeals, we have 2 vacancies, one for a regular member and one for an ex officio member. The Civil Service Commission, we have 1 vacancy for a term ending in March of 2025. The Historic Preservation Commission has 2 vacancies for alternate members with terms ending in December of 2021 and December of 2023. And the Municipal Housing Agency, we have 2 vacancies for terms ending in February of 2023. Going on to item B. This is to consider a resolution regarding the dissolution of the Stephen Memorial Animal Shelter Commission 2080 agreement. The Stephen Memorial Animal Shelter was created through the generosity of the estate of Harold and Myrtle Stephen of New Sharon, and it's operated since July 1 of 1992 through a 2080 agreement between the City of Oskaloosa, Mahaska County, and the Mahaska County Humane Society. Shelter Commission representatives held a meeting January 21 of 2021, attended by council members Odison, Councilmember Otteson and City Manager Mike Schrock, at which discussion centered on dissolving the 2080 agreement and allowing the shelter to transition to a separate nonprofit entity, Stephen Memorial Animal Shelter Incorporated, while assuming the responsibilities and operations of the shelter. Shelter employees would no longer be employed through Mahaska County, and the county-provided benefits would cease. If in support of the dissolution by resolution, council can direct the city commission representative to vote for the dissolution of the 2080 agreement effective July 1, 2021 at 12:00 a.m. And so the recommended action is to approve the resolution. Do we have a motion of support for this?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Discussion.
Can we get a little more explanation about where the county is on this? I see they're in it, but do we know what they're paying?
Mayor, Council, the discussions that we were a part of, I believe they currently pay, I think it's 17 or 18.5 is their contribution. And then there's an in-kind amount because the employees of the shelter are in fact county employees currently. And so the idea is that the shelter was gonna come up with a number and work with the county on what that in-kind amount might be. And then that would be added to the current contributions, or at least that's what I would expect to have happen. But again, I suppose as a negotiation, they can do whatever they want.
Is this something the Animal Shelter Board were they driving this request to get rid of this?
Yeah. Yes. Based on my previous conversations, it helps provide them a different size board, a little more autonomy. I think they're comfortable with it and want to see it happen.
Did I read correctly though that a board of supervisor thought it up, Steve, before he got off?
I don't know.
Okay.
That there were, again, in the discussion that was mentioned that Steve Burgers, thank you. That's why I'm terrible at pop quizzes. Yeah, he had some conversations early on with Jeannie about potentially moving to this format.
And I had a conversation with Jeannie earlier today, and yes, they are in favor of moving forward. That's how they plan to do it.
Well, it sounds like a good move forward. The other thing I noticed, it says they handled 600 to 700 animals a year. And we kind of been talking to them about getting a little more data. It'd be good to see that eventually. That's a lot of animals.
And I will apologize. They do send me a monthly report. I don't always include that information in my emails out to you. I try to include it in the annual report, but I can certainly include it going forward or summarize it at the end of the year or something like that.
And then I noticed it mentioned my favorite subject, feral cats. But I'm not sure where they're at on that. Are we going back to filling the park up with feral cats?
I haven't had any conversations with the shelter about the feral cat program, so.
Well, Diane will get on there and she'll be able to fill us in. And I appreciate that, Diane.
Yeah, actually, my husband's going on the commission.
Okay.
But yeah, there was some comments in some of the paperwork that the trap, neuter, and release, that they're looking at doing that again. That's as much as I know.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other comments or questions on this? Roll call, please.
Caligiuri,
Yes.
Drost,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Otteson,
Yes.
Walling,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Burnett,
Yes.
Okay, that passes. Gets us to item C, which is to consider a resolution accepting completion of the D Street reconstruction project done by Dave Schmidt Construction. They've completed the South D reconstruction project, consisting of the reconstruction of D from A Avenue West until 6th Avenue West. Project was inspected by Garden Associates, and the construction and warranty landscaping work found acceptable. The project scope was new concrete street pavement, sidewalks, alley and driveway approaches, street lighting, burying overhead utilities, storm sewer, sanitary sewer, water main, and new traffic signals at the intersections of A Avenue and D Street. The final contract amount for the project, $2,869,149.19. That was after a net decrease of $51,752.95 from the original amount, which was $2,920,902.14, awarded at the April 16, 2018 City Council meeting. On February 3rd of 2020, City Council approved the partial release of the retainage on the project, with only plant warranty work items and a retainage amount of $13,205.40 remaining to be completed. With City Council approval, this project will be accepted as complete. If there are no claims filed against the project, there's a cost breakdown that goes into the original bid, the 7 change orders, the 13 applications that were paid, and then application number 14, the final. This is the one for $13,200 some. Do we have a motion of approval on this?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on this? Okay, roll call, please.
Drost,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Otteson,
Yes.
Walling,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Burnett,
Yes.
Caligiuri,
Yes.
Okay, that passes. Gets us down to item D, which is an ordinance amending Chapter 12.04 having to do with street names of the Oskaloosa Municipal Code. This is the first reading. On December 16th of 2019, the City Council approved the site plan for the new wine at the second reading on February 16th. So staff is recommending that the council discuss and then hold the first reading of the attached ordinance naming the new street Partnership Avenue. Do we have a motion supporting that?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Discussion.
If we use the partnership name here, can we still call the new regional airport Partnership Field?
We could. We could.
Yeah.
I was just curious. That's gone so well, that partnership.
Oh boy.
Well, but I think there is a certain amount of celebration that needs to take place. That some of the best things that have happened in this area of the state have been a result of partnerships that have taken place between entities. And over the years, I've had so many people from out of the area calling from Des Moines and other cities saying, "How do you guys do it? How do you find a way to get along with one another so well that you create these huge projects and really do some great stuff for your citizens?" And all I do is just say, well, everybody remembers that they're in the same general boat, that we all work together, whether we're in the same region, like with the partnership with Pella, or if we're dealing with the community like we are with the school right now. And so the more I think about it, the more I'm liking this street being called Partnership Avenue. And I think it'll also be especially easy if they order pizza, that the pizza drivers will be able to find it because they kind of know where to go anyway. So that was supposed to get a bigger laugh than it did.
I'm laughing.
Okay. All right.
So anyway, we've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Moore,
Yes.
Otteson,
Yes.
Walling,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Burnett,
Yes.
Caligiuri,
Yes.
Drost,
Yes.
Okay, that passes. First reading. Okay, that gets us to item E, which is to consider an ordinance amending Oskaloosa Municipal Code Chapter 13.08. This is a second reading having to do with the sanitary sewer rates. The sanitary sewer fund or wastewater department is an essential service. It's provided by the city. It's an enterprise utility fund, and as such, the revenues generated through the rates must be spent on operations of the utility. During the city council sessions held on December 20th of 2020, the consensus from council was to proceed with a funding scenario to increase the utility system revenue by 8%. In addition, the city council indicated continued support to modify the revenue stream generated by the sewer utility. The system receives revenues from customers in two ways. There's a monthly minimum charge, which is the base rate, and consumption or utilization rate. The current split of the revenue received by the utility is 28% base rate, 72% utilization. This split in revenue generated is expected to move to 30% base rate and 70% utilization rate with this item's proposed action. This type of modification will provide a more stable source of revenue month over month for the utility to take on the upcoming debt associated with planned treatment facility upgrades. The change will also result in the base rate increasing more than 8%, but the utilization increasing by less than 8%. But overall, utility system revenue, when balanced out, will increase by 8%. As noted in the previous public meetings, the city's infrastructure, specifically the sanitary sewer system, is facing critical failures. And the need for expensive improvements due to age, deferred or minimal amounts of maintenance, and treatment mandates that are received from the Iowa Department of Natural Resources and the Environmental Protection Agency. So as a result, over the past 5 fiscal years, the sewer system, at the direction of city councils, embarked upon multiple system designs, studies, improvement projects, and operational changes. All of the required system work and some of the operational changes have come as a very sharp cost to ratepayers in the form of significant rate increases year over year due to the compressed schedule to complete the work. The impact associated with the proposed action is an increase of $4.62 a month and a total average monthly sewer bill of $55.44 per residential customer. The staff is recommending approval of the item as presented. Do we have a motion of support for this?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion?
Council, real quick, Councilmember Yates had asked a question about sewer plant results and updates. Osceola had their bids come in at $45 million for their plant. And the other one that recently happened was Nevada. They came in at $38.5 million. Here's the good news. I don't know, throw that up in the air. Their engineer's estimate was $51.5 million. So I don't know if the bidding environment's different or the fact that the low bid is already working on 2 other plants in the area helped. I'm guessing that's what it is. Between Indianola, Osceola, and Nevada, those communities are investing about $145 million in wastewater treatment updates. And so when you look at priority for legislators and if the legislature wants to help Iowa communities, or at least some of us, perhaps wastewater assistance would be one of those priority areas, because that's a lot of money coming out of the pockets of taxpayers and businesses. Obviously, we're going to follow suit shortly. By 2027, we have to have something operational. So again, we're looking at what could be a $40 million wastewater treatment plant update for our community as well.
Okay.
Thanks for that information, Mike.
Any additional comments or questions? Roll call, please.
Otteson,
Yes.
Walling,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Burnett,
Yes.
Caligiuri,
Yes.
Drost,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That passes. Okay, that gets us to the end of the regular agenda. Reports from city staff, city manager, anything?
None at this time, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, city clerk, anything? Or Pam?
no, not tonight, sir.
Okay, city attorney, anything from you, Dave?
I would have nothing, thank you.
Okay. And city council members, the opportunity for your comments. Scotty.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. How about Joe?
Oh, nothing.
Okay. Diane?
No, thank you.
Okay. Steve?
I just want to thank the street crews. They've had the opportunity to work some extra hours the last couple of weeks with all this snow, and I thought they've done a pretty good job. So I get out in the middle of the night sometimes, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, they're out cleaning the streets. So I just want to say thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Well said. Thank you, Steve. Bob?
Sir, thank you.
Okay. How about you, Tom?
I'd go along with what Steve said. I'm glad he thought of it. They always do a great job, and it has been a lot of snow. But other than that, I have nothing. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay. Very good. And finally, Doug?
I don't suppose you want me to tell you how nice the weather is here in South Texas?
No.
Then I have nothing.
Okay. Thank you for your diplomacy on that.
There must be snow there,
Doug, do you have a snow blower?
Well, not down here, no.
No, and not here. I may go borrow it because you were using it.
His dad is guarding the property.
That's right. He's watching after it.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else to add as well. Next item up is to consider holding a closed session under Iowa Code Section 21.5(1)J. This is discuss the sale of particular real estate where premature disclosure could be reasonably expected to reduce the price the governmental body would receive for that property. So with that, do we have a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Yeah, we probably, any discussion? Didn't think so. Roll call, please.
Walling,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Burnett,
Yes.
Caligiuri,
Yes.
Drost,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Ottoson.
Yes.
Okay, that passes. So we're going to go into closed session at this time.
Okay, Mayor, you're good to go, I think, at this point.
Okay, very good. We are back into open session. Discussion was regarding the property at 207 North G. Is there anyone on the council who would like to make a motion on that?
So moved.
Okay, you need to specify what it is we're going to do about that.
We're going to sell the lot. What was the address? 701?
207 North G.
207 North G.
Advertising for bids, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Yep, and I think we've got enough there for you to work with, Mike. We don't need to specify the length of time and that sort of thing.
So, Mayor, again, I think since we're back in open session and there's some specific direction, the idea is that the council would like staff to proceed with publishing bids, publishing a notice that we're accepting bids for the property, which, as Councilmember said, it is 207 North G. The idea is that staff will try to have something back before the City Council with a development plan offers from interested parties by the second meeting in March, which would be March 15th. We will publish it on the typical media platforms, which would be our website, social media, and then we'll reach out to other parties that may have interest in purchasing and developing the site so that they also are aware of the city's intent to consider the property's sale and disposition.
Okay.
Sean, did you have something else?
Yeah, thank you. I'm wondering if that motion should also include to direct staff to schedule a public hearing for that. Is that often is the first step for disposition?
That'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think, Tom, you made the motion. Is that new wording acceptable to you?
Yes, but is that going to delay it?
No, Mayor and Council, that'll allow us to actually hold the public hearing and take action sooner than if we waited and then discussed the item and said, okay, this looks good. Now staff at the next meeting it actually will speed it up quite quickly.
So the next public hearing will be the third week of this month, and then we can move forward. Okay, I'm with that, okay with that.
The hearing would actually be the third meeting or the third week of March. So it'd be March 15th would be the actual hearing on the item. So we'd receive the bids.
After we have the bids.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. And who was the second on that, Pam?
Frost?
I had that.
Okay.
I'll second.
And that's okay with you as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Mayor, can
Yes.
I just read what I've written here so that make sure that we're clear on the motion so that I can put it in the minutes correctly?
Yeah, I think we're all interested in that.
Well, Tom said it.
I have written here that the council directs the city manager and staff to advertise for bid the sale of the property at 207 North G Street, following the city's disposal property, with sale by March 15th, and to schedule a public hearing.
That sounds pretty good.
All right.
Okay. We've got the motion, second, and the wording we all agree on. Roll call, please.
Burnett,
Yes.
Caligiuri,
Yes.
Drost,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Otteson,
Yes.
Walling,
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Okay, that
Thanks,
passes.
Pamela.
No problem.
Nice job. That gets us to the end of our agenda and tonight's business. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay. Who takes the second on that?
Second.
Okay, thank you, Scotty. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Hey.
Okay, we're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Good night, all.
Thank
Good night.
Yep.